the long adverts, and it runs straight into the game. No, no modifications, no toying, just straight into the game.
And they say casting has no skill cap.
Beautiful stuff. We've got a beautiful game for you as well. Best of twos, kicking it off all day long as we can Wagamama switch it into the draft, and you can introduce the teams if you don't mind.
All right, so on one side we have Team EVOS, they're here to play some Dota, and then we have compLexity up in this. We're here to play. We're here with Snake King taking on the captain's role here of drafting. I'm actually not sure. I need to talk to my boys here and find out, the dynamics of the team. But this is a relatively new constellation of compLexity, right? So I need to get some inside scoop on how it feels. But of course, I'm gonna be your unbiased caster here, along with Gareth. As we have so far Ogre and Necro being the bans from compLexity, and Drow and Shaker being removed by EVOS.
Also, as far as we're aware, and feel free to correct us wherever you possibly can, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. But
if you ever can, yes.
This is Skembalu's first official game with compLexity, as far as we're aware. We took a quick look on Dota Buff, and it has been JO from what we've watched all the way up until this point.
Yeah, I believe so as well. That this is the first official game played with Skembalu. Skembalu, you have to have the 2 E's in there. Yeah. We have, it's the double E, with the Set Freak. We have Eternal Envy.
Sneaking.
Yeah, sneak.
And Leap.
Yes.
Just adding E's everywhere.
Leap.
Leap. That's the most satisfying one.
It's me, your mid player. Leap. Okay, we have Tiny being snagged up. We've seen quite a bit of Tiny as well today, so far. That is just one of those easy execution heroes. We did see it played by Puppy on POS 4 earlier. That was very interesting. But overall, still just a super strong hero on any role they would like to put on.
Yeah, still very versatile in kind of role attribution on Tiny. And he's going to mess up your lane regardless of where he goes. Undying for EVOS, though, to kick things off for their draft. We've seen some pretty poor Undying performances today. A couple from...
I would like to see him work in a proper way. I don't know. Undying, like I said, he kind of needs to have the right situations for him to be good. If you get no items and levels, you just run around and feed your tombstone to people. It's not a good deal.
A decent little block pick of the Mirana makes sure Cole can't get it for themselves.
Yeah.
And it leaves you reasonably open as well. It doesn't harm, like so often a block pick kind of harms you at the same time as, harming your opponents, obviously, the whole point in a block pick, but I don't think this is too egregious or anything like that.
Yeah, Mirana is very, very versatile. One of probably the most versatile core heroes, which can even be a support if you really want to. But, of course, the leap attack speed against Tombstone is just super good at bringing it down. Also, you probably never die to Undying in the laning stage. So it makes sense. And there is the boy. The boy.
PL against Zombie.
It's back. Kimari Ronso.
I don't know what that means.
Well,
it sounded very ominous and threatening.
Well, I mean, PL is a Final Fantasy character.
Okay.
Yeah. He is a Ronso. He used to have the broken horn in his forehead.
So he did.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked too phallic, I believe, so they removed it. But they took away his broken horn.
Damn.
Yeah, they're supposed to have a big horn on the forehead. Kimara was a small Ronso. But the more you know.
The more you know.
Final Fantasy X, amazing game, by the way.
I've never played any of the Final Fantasy games through.
Yeah, you've missed out.
I'm sure I have.
Good stories. Good stories.
I am actually going back into playing single-player games. Like so often you're like, oh, they're not worth it. I play multiplayer games, and that's where I get my enjoyment is other humans. But actually just sitting and playing, a single-player game for like 2 or 3 hours, it is so just relaxing and refreshing. It's really nice.
No, I hate other humans. I prefer playing games that are purely just about the game itself. That's why I try to break Dota down to that as well. Just if I can just play Dota in a PvP, kind of scenario being the minimum, and just mostly me hitting creeps and destroying their ancient. That's the part that I want to keep.
That's how I play Age of Empires.
Yeah.
Wall myself in, build farms, and then see what happens.
Interestingly, I'm the opposite in that. Age of Empires, I'm like, The faster I can get 10 crossbows and get to enemy wood line, and then it's GG.
Kill your villains. Right, yeah. Second stage of bans coming to a close. Centaur and TA along with PA. Well, PA band comes out from compLexity.
Quite surprising, actually. I don't feel like that's a very common hero to run, but I've seen it, not often, but I've seen it against PL before, where it actually is successful. The evasion helps you a lot against all that PL mana burning, and if you do get Battle Fury plus items, you can honestly stand your ground quite well against him. But I haven't actually seen Team EVOS playing PA, so could just be that they know something that I don't. Sometimes it's not even about information that's available to you as well. Sometimes it's just they played it in a scrim and didn't like it.
I mean, with Skembalo coming in from Southeast Asia, obviously having...
He brought the intel.
Brought the intel,
yeah.
You know, having scrimmed against EVOS previously.
Yeah, they have people from all over the place. They have the NA knowledge. They have Limp. He knows everything about the Swedes. And then bring in Skembalo. And Envy, he just knows all about the 50-50. I'm actually so excited to watch Envy play here, because as I gather, he's supposed to be the post 5 here, you know, like playing this role. And I mean, he's a very interesting, out-of-the-box kind of thinking guy. So I think it will be fun to see what he can come up with here. And also I want to see what hero he's going to end up playing.
He's going to play Bane.
Bane? Yeah, that's truly outstanding hero.
It absolutely is. Crystal Maiden for Team EVOS, along with the Undying and the Marana. Keeps them nice and topped up in terms of mana, so you can spam out that decay.
Performance-enhancing drugs? What is this? Giving mana?
Well, that's why we don't have any tournaments in the Philippines anymore.
Drug tests.
Drug tests.
Wait, not that kind of drug test?
Well, the thing is, they test for the wrong drugs. It's the most... Yep. Whatever. This topic is for another time, probably. But you don't test for cannabis if you're testing for performance-enhancing drugs, dude.
He's an oracle.
Oh, come on, it's Bane. Who would have guessed it? Who would have thunk it?
Yeah.
It's almost as if you look back at their... Oh, actually, their Dota buff doesn't have that many Banes on it. I just remember a time... I know Eternal Envy, when he first switched into the position... Well, not first switched, but most recently switched in the plus 5. His Dota buff page was just like 10 games of Bane. Just Bane, 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 Bane. Winter Wyvern. Bane, 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 Bane.
That's true. That's true. I remember that Bane spam. I remember it.
Did you feel it?
Yeah, I mean, I felt it. In the beginning, I felt ouch, and then I felt, now he's winning. Because that's sometimes what you have to go through. If you start practicing something, you might have a red page going on, you know?
A bumpy period.
Yeah. Oh, shout out to Gork, by the way. He had a 14 losing streak recently in solo ranked. That was very painful. I watched him win his 15th game on Ursa.
I mean, that's like 300 MMR, right?
He was a beast. Yeah, what is it? It's 350. It's painful. Painful.
That really is.
Yeah, he was down to my rank. What a noob.
What a noob. That's like 80% of my entire MMR.
Just throwing it away.
700 MMR player here.
He's here. He's buff.
Hello.
It's the Beach Bod Enigma.
I want a set that has a dad bod now. I want the Enigma dad bod with like a but it would just be mixing Brewmaster and Enigma, right?
Yeah.
Like
it's true.
A keg of beer.
Can I keep the upper body of Enigma and just the lower body, of Brewmaster?
10 seconds remaining.
So you have legs.
Yeah, I do have legs. Don't you want to see Enigma with legs? Short legs though, stumpy.
Stumpy little legs.
Yeah. Shorter than his wrists. I want them to be ridiculously short and working overtime when I buy travels.
Run faster.
Yes.
I want him to ride Tiny.
Well, I feel that's something that you might have kept between you and your ISP, but here it is in public. We all know now.
I mean, Tiny can toss Enigma into the middle of them and black hole them.
Yeah.
That's like riding him.
That is the Tiny Express.
Sure is.
I experienced that a lot in my pub games recently.
Oh man, I can't believe you... why can't you disable help on toss?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just OP.
It's just OP. Balance issues.
Can we have a balance patch for game ruiners? Like if people run down mid or if they destroy their items, can they get like a minute of timeout every time they die or something? Put them in a corner of shame.
The naughty step.
Yeah, exactly.
Put them on the naughty step.
Or I want to have a dummy hat on them as well. You know, one of those. Yes.
The dunce cap.
Yes. Oh my god. I know some people who need that.
These are great ideas for in-game cosmetics.
Yeah. Talking about these things,
That you
dude, I recently played with Chappie, and he was actually super nice and tried, and we won. And he like tried.
What?
And you know, almost the most surprising part about it is I didn't have him muted. It's his main account. I don't even know how any of these things are true, but Chappie is reformed. You heard it here first, guys.
So what's happened is that he's some sleeper agent, and he's done it all on purpose to make himself look like the bad guy. And then Valve have unmuted him from everyone else's accounts and refreshed his account and putting him on good behavior score.
I was amazed by both things. I mean, I thought for sure that if there's anyone I have muted, it would be him, but no.
Damn.
And he was truly being nice, speaking English the entire game. You know, staying positive even when he died.
Good lad. Final bans.
People can change.
Rubik banned. Get rid of that. No Tombstone, no Primal Split, no Arrow and Leap Steals. Final ban from compLexity. A little more up in the air, it feels like here. I mean, we've got like an Undying Brew lane, a Maiden +1, the Mirana kind of floating between position 1 and position 2.
Perhaps Ember. They go with the Brood ban. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. The fact that Brood is still in the pool, that makes sense. Even if they have Tiny, I guess it's a good ban if you, especially if you tend on picking Invoker. I thought Ember could be a hero as well here for Team EVOS, but since they go Invoker, Ember's a little bit hard to play against Invoker actually, because the Tornado purging your shields.
Flame Guard, yeah. That is annoying, isn't it?
It is. It's just a little bit of a nuisance because when that is gone, you lose most of your damage if you early gain Ember. That's like your only way to kill people.
Or creeps.
Yeah, that's true.
They're so annoying in lane against like a Zeus or something.
Faceless Boy.
Void.
Been a while since I saw him. All right. The second hero with the Beach Bod rework.
Beautiful.
Also here.
So we see this from time to time in, again, I watch a fair amount of Southeast Asian Dota, and I don't see Void in Europe or NA. It seems to be like a flavor of C that comes out. I think more often than not, it's like either with a Phoenix or with a Mirana. I don't think there are any like massive combos that we see nowadays. It's much more, subtle and kind of spread out. But it's a hero that they even pick into like Ursa. Like, they don't care about lane matchups. It's like, this guy is going to chrono and he's going to win us one team fight during the game.
Well, I see three really nice things about Void here in this game. So, first of all, it guarantees that you have a disable onto Black Hole even if he has BKB or whatever, Lincolns, doesn't matter. You can always chrono it if Void is not caught. However, Black Hole would most likely aim for the Void anyway, so it doesn't necessarily have a big impact, I think. Second off, it's time dilation, both of the things. Against Invoker, time dilation is incredibly good. Just destroys him. If you time it correctly, then he's done. And the final point is the doppelganger from PL. If you measure time dilation that, you not only stop him from saving himself again, but you mark the right one. So if he doesn't have Manta Style to get rid of it, it's a very good PL counter.
You stop him from multiplying.
Yes. Well, not really. He can still do that. But but at least
he doesn't make the strong ones.
Oh yeah.
The annoying strong one.
The strong ones. The tanky one. Tanky useless one.
The powerful ones. So what do we have? Freak and Scam heading up to top. That's going to annoy me, is the fact that he's got Jackie Mao in his name, but he is not Jackie Mao, and he wants us to wait. Limp will be our middle invoker. Yeah, see, it's his first competitive game. He's got to.
Yeah, hotkeys. Need hotkeys. To be fair, though, I mean, it's important that you get your hotkeys down correctly if you're gonna play PL and do some fancy jukes. You know, you don't want to mess things up. I always manage to unbind my hero if I'm playing like. If I'm playing Arcworn or something, I should unbind my clone.
How?
I use control a lot.
Unified
Unidoors. Some fights I'm like, what happened?
Oh, because you have the control for items, right?
No, I have alt for modifiers for some things, but I use control for giving an issue to all units.
Yeah, control. Yeah.
So it's really convenient for certain things, but then when you're selecting between your main and your clone all the time, pressing 1 and whatever, and then you're holding control a lot of the time, you know, so I accidentally rebind stuff.
Whoopsie.
Whoopsie. Happens. So Facehugger is sneaking in here with the smoke on mid. He's gonna go for the high ground warding, it seems, on the enemy high ground. Might even go deeper and try to drop, but probably just gonna be right on there. High ground. People are trying to get creative because it's been so obvious now for quite a while that people just put mid wards. Like almost every single game, people are putting mid wards. And it's... I don't know how to feel about it. I actually feel like quite often the vision that I get from the ward is not even worth the fact that the enemy know that I have a ward. Because sometimes you get dewarded. That's a massive issue. That's a lot of golden experience. Or gold at least.
Because it's like a coin flip on mid lane. Like it's a 50-50 if you're going to deward, because either it's going to be, you know,
yeah,
here
exactly,
or over here.
And I'm not comfortable with the enemy having such a high chance of dewarding me, so I don't know. I prefer almost having the ward on side lanes, and they can maybe make some use of it. Or even just a rune ward. Honestly, rune wards are nice.
I'm a big fan of like ward places like this, where you have the rune ward, but you also kind of see across to the bounty rune and the shrine, so you have this sick trifecta of vision.
Yeah.
But then it doesn't help you laning wise. It's mainly for like roamers and containing bounty runes and stuff like that.
I actually think when I'm mid laning, very often I feel just seeing what rune is spawning on the opposite side that I'm not gonna be checking. So if I'm playing Radiant, I'm gonna check top most likely. Yeah. If I'm playing Dire, I'm gonna check bottom most likely. So having a ward on the opposite one is quite nice, because then if I don't get the rune, I see what the opponent have. Because else, I check one rune, the enemy checks the other, and if he has haste or invis, my side lane dies. But if I have a ward there, I can just tell my team to back. So that's one thing I feel at least.
This is a...
And there's a lot of BKB piercing disables in this game. You got 4 different ones? Yeah, 4.
How am I missing a 4th one?
You're missing it because it's a
not
dumb
toss.
One. It's dispatch.
Oh, right. I'm thinking... I hate you so much.
It counts, man. It counts.
It's like,
there.
I'm looking at these heroes and I'm desperately like, where is it?
Yeah.
God damn.
Still counts.
Got me.
Got me.
I kind of miss when Toss could
oh, yeah.
pierce magic community. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean... I feel like getting a big tree for free is a decent trade-off, though, but...
Wait, it says pierces spell immunity still on toss.
Yeah, but it doesn't... I don't know.
You can toss 2 magic immunity units, but you can't toss magic immunity.
I think that's... Yeah.
Because you used to be able to, like, for instance, Lifestealer, as long as you had something to toss him to, you could toss him while he was raged.
Yeah, no, you can't do that.
You can't do that anymore, definitely not.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like the tooltips updates and stuff, they might just forget to update stuff.
Yeah, I mean it's like a yes to a no.
Yeah, well,
it gets lost in the changes. So a pretty frugal build up top from Bane. 7 tangos, got himself a Mango Sentry, very heavily regen based. Phantom Lancer with a ton of regen himself. It's all about these tangos and salves and mangoes and stuff early on. Mangoes. I mean, you look at snaking, dude. Snaking knows what's up. 3 mangoes.
Yeah, of course. Gotta have those mangoes, man. I mean, that's why. If you need a mango, you know, that's... The moment you have a mango, you just feel happier. I'm gonna tell you.
Anyway, because we had a pause, I forgot to switch over our little advert. It's been... I think it was stuck on the Vodafone one for quite a while. There we go.
New adverts? I want new ones.
Pog Champ.
Yeah. Is it yoga pants?
No, it's not.
Oh. Okay.
Dream Steaks.
Oh.
That
sounds tasty, man. That sounds tasty. But it's not food.
I don't think it's edible.
Okay.
I mean...
Sounds edible.
I mean, an i9 is a chip, but I don't think it's... the right kind of crunchy.
Yeah, maybe.
It's the very wrong kind of crunchy.
Maybe. They gave me a free cookie when I got something. Wait. Yeah, it was with my... I got a hot chocolate for breakfast. Well, I mean, I didn't just have that for breakfast, but I did. And they gave me a free cookie with it. It's very nice.
What kind of cookie did you get?
I don't even know. I haven't had it. It's still in my jacket.
Oh.
I need to eat it later.
Saving it for later.
Well, I was already having a croissant, so it felt kind of much at the moment.
You don't want to overload on carbs.
I do.
Oh, you do want to overload
I mean,
on carbs.
I want to, but...
Oh, but you can't.
Well, I probably should.
You shouldn't.
I should.
You will, but you won't.
I have. Yeah, it's one of those moments where you have a belly full of carbs and then you have a belly made from carbs. Both of them.
A belly made from carbs.
Truly is too.
Alright, let's hope that's all good.
I like the DHL advertisement that's rolling close to where the courier is. I just feel like that's very appropriate. If we could just have the courier have a little DHL stamp in its forehead or something, that would make it better.
Where is Mr.
That's an
Courier?
interesting looking courier on Team Dire. I haven't seen this one. What's it called?
It's got 3 tails.
It's the Jin and Yin fox.
Oh, are they the ones that are different on Dire and different on Radiant?
Oh, are they? Ah. Yeah, because it's very white and pink kind of looking.
Yeah, I think that's the Radiant one and the darker ones for Dire.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah,
They tried, like, not many sets.
yeah, it says here it has different styles for Radiant and Dire.
Oh, cool. They tried that a lot, but I don't think any of the sets were particularly popular.
I mean, that would be cool on a hero set. I would love that on an actual hero set, not even just courier. Some Radiant Dire stuff. Look the part, you know.
Look the part.
I mean, if I'm
Fit in.
fighting for evil, then I want to at least, you know, have like a mask or something, you know.
You want to look spooky.
Undying is missing. This is a long pause coming out here, man.
What was it? TeamSpeak issues got added on to the
It's just issues upon issues.
added onto the hotkeys.
Yeah, it's EVOS having some TeamSpeak issues, and compLexity are just reconnecting and stuff as well. So I'm gonna ask you here, who do you favor in the drafts? Because I always find it very interesting to see how people approach drafts and what they fancy. You know, obviously both the drafts have a lot of things going for them, but just personal preference first of all.
compLexity.
Yeah.
I think my gut tells me compLexity. I think my brain tells me compLexity as well.
Yeah, it's hard for me to get on the side of Void in this patch, and it's very tough to vote against Peel because of the cancer he is.
Yeah.
But also Peel against Undying is very strong. So you just kill the Tombstone so quickly.
I mean, they have an Eternal Envy Tiny. How can I go against the grain on that?
Will he throw? Oh, will he throw?
He'll toss and he'll throw. He's even got an avalanche in there as well. He's going to come tumbling down.
It's interesting to see he already leveled up the tree. He already knows what he wants to do. He wants to smack people.
Punch, punch.
I think they're just going to go super hard on denying on bottom lane, with Enigma denying first and then denying with the Tiny as well.
That's actually pretty toxic.
Yeah, I think so.
Long gone are the days that you can...
That's a report.
Yeah, Enigma Lich, you know, the old days. Now you've got Enigma Tiny.
Yeah.
And spam deny those creeps.
Lich, man, that's a hero that I'm happy I'm not seeing more of. God damn. Ran into some Lich spammer with like 2,000 games on Lich recently in my solo ranked. I'm like, what is this?
These like level
What are
20
you doing?
Like level 25 Lich.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, why? Second of all, why? And third of all, like, who has the time and why? Like, there's so many... How many heroes are there in Dota now? Like 113 or something? Why have you chosen Lich?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, people are attracted to different things, I guess. Some people are attracted to being a floating dead dude who makes everyone else
Who
sad.
sucks all the fun out of everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Truly. With an ulti that's completely RNG. Oh, it killed everyone. Oh, it didn't do shit. It jumped off to a neutral camp.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's like, oh, it killed all the heroes, or oh, it killed all the neutral camps.
Yeah. I remember having some fight where I played Lich, and the enemy were really stacked in their own jungle. I thought I was going to own them all. And then my ulti just hops away to a neutral camp and just farms the entire mud golem stack. I'm like, what are you doing?
This bot lane, probably not going to be fun. Especially like Undying and Void. You can't keep these two down bottom. You've got to swap your lanes around, surely.
Yeah, I mean, we might still see a lot of movement on these supports, you know. This is just the initial run out and scout. We see a lot of early movements, typically. And here we go, we're live!
Video games? On my stream, Snaking and Eternal Envy head down to bottom with Enigma and Tiny. Whitemon, no obs wards on him just yet, scouting out across to the high ground while he was still smoked, while Illogic finds out the hard way that the brunt of this attack damage will be coming his way as Eternal Envy smacks him around a little bit with the tree.
It's always such a sad moment as a level 1 Void where you don't really want to time walk, but also that was a lot of damage and you kind of want to time walk. But the cooldown is so long. I kind of miss Void being in the patch, but I've tried making it work, and even though it's one of my favorite heroes, I struggle making him work, so I kind of want to see what they're going to do here. Obviously, like you mentioned earlier, the arrow is a great follow-up on a Chronosphere. But it's more of how do you lane him. I struggle with.
Yeah, it is a tough one. Very often I see Voids kind of fail the first 4 or 5 minutes of the laning stage, then they are in a race to get their Tread's Mask of Madness, or even the Maelstrom, to try and catch up. A 2-for-2 rune spread.
Actually not.
3-for-1.
Snaking managed to run in and steal the rune against Void, so it does come out a little bit ahead here for compLexity.
My brain was so locked into the fact that Void has this rune, there's no way Enigma can have it.
I felt that way too. I looked at it, and I was like, yeah, that should be a 2-for-2, and then just a beautiful little run around by Enigma. Steals it.
Envy getting decayed back to his tier 2.
What a glorious battle. What a glorious battle.
Well, he just throws his... Why not throw it up here?
Well, here's the deal. It's heavy to carry a tree, and he wants to get base faster. So, chucks to...
Yeah, but I mean, like, you could throw it towards where the Undying used to be.
Nope.
So it throws it to the base instead. So mid lane, we have Facehugger against Limp. Mirana against Invoker. Top, Vlaiku, as well as Avil taking on the Bane and Phantom Lancer of Z-Freak and Scam. Overall, these lanes don't feel like there are going to be kills happening. Maybe middle lane. Limp. Oh, that cold snap. No, top lane.
So CM tried to use her Tango, I think, and accidentally TP'd. I'm pretty sure. It was like so fast I couldn't even see it, but I definitely saw her TPing, and she's now having a TP score, so yeah.
Oh dear.
That was a little bit of a miss hotkey usage there. And that could hurt. I mean,
after all that time of people setting up their hotkeys.
Yeah, I think she didn't figure it out by now.
But yeah, it feels like bottom lane, not too much kill threat. It's going to be like trading farm, trading harass. You've got the 1v1 against the 1v1. Enigma should come out on top just through denies, even if barely. Mid lane, Limp is just out-regenning the heck out of Facehugger right now. He's going to be forced to bring salves and tangos, while Limp just has Quas. He doesn't really mind too much about anything else. And top, Z-Freak getting clapped there. Avil moving forward. Scam does have that Crystal Nova debuff over on him, but Vlaiku and Avil, they're running out of mana here. No spells left to really throw in. And Maiden with only a magic stick.
Yeah, she even used her Mango, so there's truly nothing left for her. She's trying to put as much pressure as she can onto Skimberloo, but yeah. That's about it. CM might have to do a tactical suicide almost. Like, the mana regen she has is decent, but you ideally want to put more pressure here.
Oh, another Crystal Nova will do a little bit of that. Looks like Facehugger yet again being forced to salve up. Limp with something coming out in the courier. Tangos. What else is there? Is that it? Oh, is that a... What's, oh, he's got another... He's going to go double null. Double null on the Crosswex Invoker. Not something that I see particularly often. It's mainly about the phase boot rush.
Typically phase boot rush is what we see. Oh, Mirana with an aggressive play. Gonna get cold snapped and take quite a bit of damage, but she's going in.
Oh, she's missed the arrow.
Oh no.
That's a...
that's a yikes.
That is an oof, a yikes, and a oh dear lord, what just happened?
Yeah.
Limp just gifted a first blood. Like, you've got to... you just take your hands off the keyboard. You're like, well, you've done that, haven't you? You've messed up. You've cocked up. You've given me first blood, but Mirana...
She was in a great spot, too. She was 16-8 against 10-1, but she died, and now suddenly this This Invoker is feeling a lot better about himself.
She tried to go for the outplay. Outplayed herself. Top lane, Nightmare into Lance will take the kill, as bottom, Whitemon found Snaking. Some way, somehow, Illogic and Whitemon getting
he's
killed.
been decay spamming over and over on him. He has still 20 stacks, now down to 12. So just persistent harassment onto this Enigma.
Where are we at for Limp now? Nearly level 5. Top rune illusion. Face hugger. Losing the aggro of the creeps there somehow. He hit them 3 times. They just didn't want to aggro on the Mirana.
That happens sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't make sense, it feels.
Illusion.
So pretty even farm trade on top lane right now. Looking at this Peel and the Brewmaster. Peel has not been bothered that much by Brew, as he didn't skill the Drunken Haste.
I just want to appreciate something quickly. 17-9 Void. 9-17 Enigma.
Yep, that's true.
Feels pretty good. Illogic walking into an army of Eidolons, though.
It's all about priorities in life, right? Some people want to deny, some people want to farm.
Yep. And this Enigma wants to deny.
Yep, there's
Level
no
1.
doubt about it.
Only level 1 Malefice. About to crack level 4 here. And dying back towards the bounty runes. It looks like he's going to grab both of them, in fact. Eternal Envy here just a little too late. Avalanche and Tree Grab, really all he has at his disposal, and he's going to go and try and see if there's a bounty rune there, which of course there is not. Envy has to back away from this zombie man.
Undying is having a pretty good impact in this laning stage. He's definitely messing with his opponents.
Might be in trouble here though. Malefice ready in a couple of seconds.
Yeah, if it was not on cooldown, that could have been a kill, but he used it earlier to harass the Void.
Illogic being given a lot of room. 25-10 now up in the Void. Whitemon walks into the middle of the Eidolon. Soul Rip's there for a lot of heal. Now the time dilation. Eternal Envy with no Avalanche. Can turn and hit, but Whitemon there with the help of Illogic find yet another kill in this bottom lane.
We see the value of both of them having stout shields. The Eidolons, they do nothing. They don't really deal damage to Undying or the Void. And Void even running up here and farming them very aggressively. Great bait by Undying. That's exactly the kind of stuff that you're looking for in a good Undying player. Trying to, you know, feign that you are weak and surprise, have Magic Wand and Decay and
Turn around.
Not dead at all.
Top lane seems to be going pretty well for EVOS as well. Brewmaster's farming nicely. They've put a lot of pressure onto these now low HP and very low regen and mana, PL and Bane, and it doesn't seem like they've got any real turn play.
Well,
that's the Dire.
I really like the way that EVOS are thinking by getting the Brewmaster in this game. As Brewmaster against PL is so nice. You can dispel the illusions, and you also have this pretty decent laning stage. But again, Skim is doing great. He has good farm here for PL against Brew. I'm trying to get behind the reasoning of not skilling Drunken Haste though. This skill build on Brewmaster, yes, he can doppelganger, but you have a longer cooldown doppelganger. It's 25-second cooldown against an 11-second cooldown level 1 Drunken Haste.
Stick charges?
Yeah, I
That's
guess
like the only thing I can think of.
I guess you're feeding stick charges and you might get lanced a lot.
Yeah.
But even so, 70% miss chance
It's a lot.
all the time would definitely change the fact that PL has #1 farm in this game. He would not have #1 farm if you did this. Like, guaranteed.
And it comes back to that kind of decision-making, scenario where you have something in your head where you're thinking, okay, this is going to be the cause and the effect, and it's going to lead to this in the long run. But then you may not think about the second avenue where you could have done something slightly differently.
So Mirana has taken the long path running up all the way up here to top lane, and meanwhile Eternal Envy was sitting mid trying to catch Mirana on the mid lane, but obviously she was not there, so not gonna find anyone. So we'll see if her rotation works out or not.
Snaking dives down bottom again to Whitemon. Bit of a dive there from the Undying. He looks like he's just barely alive with 4 HP. Z-Freak and Avil both dropping top. The Avalanche of the Void will catch him. Will slickly move up towards this top lane because Skim is in trouble. Trying to get away from the Mirana, the Maiden. They've got a Frostbite and Nova. They've got no Doppelganger, so the arrow will easily land.
CM gonna get the last hit for that one. 400 gold going her way. Mirana investing quite a bit of time though to get that kill. But the kill bottom onto Void was really, really important for complexity after that dive.
Middle tower is under attack.
And I think Invoker is having a really good start here in this game. The one that I'm looking at the most is Invoker right now.
Yeah, Limp closing in on level 9. Only about 9 minutes in. Already phase double null.
Yeah, and the 4-4-0 build, going heavy into Quas-Wex, just space creating build for the PL. Trying to make sure that the early game is going to be smooth.
Top lane. PL does get clapped, and it looks like Maiden threw in every spell she had. Backstab from Limp is arriving, though. Avil, not yet cracking level 6, is about 2 or 3 creeps off it. So Limp starts with the quick and easy Tornado EMP Cold Snap combo, and that is the end of the Brewmaster for now.
I can appreciate how CM instantly runs away. The moment she sees the tornado come in, she's
I'm
like,
out.
I'm not saving that. That's not me.
That's not me.
I give mana, that's what I do.
Miss me with that EMP shit. Get me out of here. A bit of pressure onto the mid-tier one from Mirana. Wraithband on top of the Ring of Aquila. We're seeing a lot more of this. Like double or triple Wraithbands are becoming very popular.
If you ever run into a Meepo as well, it's going to be the quad Wraithband builds.
Man, I had one last night. Quad Wraithband into E-Blade. Like he had a 12-minute treads Wraithband E-Blade. Like what?
Yeah, the attack speed is pretty dirty then. Wraithband, people are starting to appreciate the value more and more of it. Just buying a temporary one, and I'm definitely sold as well. People do a lot of double Null Talisman. Why not double Wraithband? And we sometimes even see double Bracer.
Well, that's the original, right? That's the OG. Double Bracer is the kind of OG.
Yeah, exactly.
Crystal Maiden, double Bracer. I mean, name a more iconic duo.
Yeah, that's true.
Things have slowed down a little bit here as we get into the 10th.
We have a lot of big ultis that are not expended quite late into the game as well. Like Void still has not used his Chronosphere. He's level 8. We have Enigma, who has been level 6 for quite a while without using his Black Hole. But one ulti I think we're going to see top is this Brewmaster split. He got level 6, instantly goes for a split.
Good toss, though.
Yeah.
Really sick from Eternal Envy. Limp comes in with a quick tornado, again, just to slow things down.
Oh, that's really awkward for him now. This Brewmaster might not get much.
Might not get anything at all there. Oh, Void is coming. Here comes the Chrono, ready and raring to start things off. Limp sends down to the ground, and the little bubble will arrive as well as the freezing field. Let's just chuck everything in the kitchen sink in there, shall we?
Why not a third ulti if you already committed 2 of them? And bottom, we saw an ulti used as well. The Bane is Fiend Scripting, or did Fiend Script the Undying for a kill there as well.
Yeah, we definitely saw that on the camera.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
It was there.
Facehugger still trying to lay into this middle tier 1.
It went on the backup security camera. Got your back.
Is this it must just be a Maelstrom game for the Mirana, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. She's going for it. Yeah, she queued up a lot of things. She's like, Maelstrom into Dragonlance into BKB. I want all of it. I want it now.
Give it.
Yeah.
But Mom. Z-Freak scouting down bottom. Good little observer ward there between the towers. A nice little string of obs wards actually all the way through that Radiant jungle in towards mid.
Yeah, I like connected vision like compLexity have done here. Whether intentional or not, I feel like it's a very good thing when you see people passing a certain line for sure. That was a big kill for them there, killing off the Void.
They even popped Moonlight Shadow to try and save him.
Yeah, it's the power of this ganking Invoker. He's just gonna look for kills everywhere. He's gonna try mid now as well. It could happen. Oh, leaps in.
There's the toss on Mirana. Facehugger, how many leaps? 2 remain. 1 up to the high ground, but it's already dead.
Snaking with the clutch TPN on Enigma there. The kill would probably not happen without the Malphus. So nice little rotation. Interesting that he's maxing Malphus as well. A lot of people on the offlane Enigma like to put 1-point Malphus just for stun cancels or TP cancels. And then maxing Midnight. Wow.
They've got Whitemon as well. Z-Freak and Limp just going absolutely wild in this mid lane.
Yeah, he's going everywhere. Limp is definitely a man to keep an eye on right now.
Limp not finishing off his Urn of Shadows into Spirit Vessel just yet. Has the Yule Scepter queued up.
Also, PL has Yasha. He did not go Diffusal first item. So he has completed the Yasha, it's flying out. And he is the most farmed on the map. But very interesting, most people go for the Diffusal first.
Very old school kind of build.
Oh, there's a Fiend script here. If no, he's gonna be safe from Brewmaster. He can sense that something is wrong. TP's out. But indeed, that is sort of the old method. And I think about half a year ago, we used to see a lot of Yasha into Diff into Heart.
Yeah.
That was like the PL build. It was done all the time in especially NA. And it was super successful. But then people just stopped doing it. Not because it was losing, just, you know, sometimes people just stop doing it.
But it's one of those kind of interesting things about this game is that... Oh, we'll come back in a second because Primal Split has gone on bottom. Enigma. Oh,
Arrow a little
get
bit
hit
off.
by the arrow, and that sick tornado torpedoes the Mirana, catching Facehugger in the leap in, and Primal Split not going to accomplish anything at all here.
Can they kill them?
Still with a Fiend's Grip, looking to continue this fight. White Mon has Tombstone ready, waiting around this tier 1, but it looks like compLexity bringing 4 down bottom have defended successfully.
It was Fastum linking out there, else he would have gone cold snapped. It was clutch. But yeah, the torpedo on Mirana, I like it.
Torpedo on my mind, it comes up with some wonderful things sometimes. But yeah, it's always interesting seeing like how I always struggle saying meta because I don't believe in the definition of meta. But anyway, the way the game kind of develops and how players find a way to get greedier and not lazier, but, you know, find the easiest route to victory.
Yeah.
And very often it comes by cutting and cutting and cutting. But every so often, you know, you find a little way that it's actually faster and easier to go by adding. You know, previously it used to be add a Midas to your build and that's going to make you better and stronger. Then it was like add a Yasha to your build for a lot of heroes like Mirana, Phantom Lance and all that. But recently we've been in a very heavy cut kind of gameplay. With the freezing field from Vlaiku arriving, snaking.
Oh, get the Helm of Dominator creep, 200 gold.
No points in Midnight Pulse, like you said, unable to cut the trees.
Yeah, it would have been nice to reveal the CM there, especially as they have the Invoker wanting to go in and get the kill. He's not going to find anyone. Brewmaster, is he going to be ballsy or no? He plays it safe. He's going for the Midas after Blink Dagger as well. Speaking of Midas being built, we talked about it earlier, how it's not necessarily always rushed. And that's, I think it's very true in this game. You don't need anything else other than the Blink Dagger for quite a while now through. So what that means though is that you could have gone Radiance as well. Because you have quite a long period where you don't have to have anything. And then you could have Radiance, which would be really good against PL too.
It would be exceptional. Snaking. Does have Black Hole here. Illogic, waiting, biding his time for this. The Chrono.
A little bit overcommitment, I think, on the Chrono, but just risky to time walk in if he turns around in Black Holes.
A kill's a kill is a kill.
Yeah. I mean, it's still very early on in the game, so at this point I'm not crying if I have a cooldown on a big ulti. Doesn't matter. CM gonna get a little surprise here.
Pings it out. Hello, Lim.
Trionis.
Quick.
Go.
Quick, run away. Nice Frostbite. Arrow there, and well, Limp, do you have Invis? Ghost Walk on cooldown.
Yeah.
It means that rotation from EVOS actually snaps them into a pretty good position to shove out top lane, get control of this dire jungle. Do they have any wards? They've got 1 on the Maiden, and that could just be good enough.
So that's the difference between having a tower or not having a tower, and why ganking top is so much harder for Invoker than ganking bottom right now. Because it's just easier to reinforce top. Bottom, they're gonna get a kill. See, nobody TPing for him. Too far. No tower.
Nobody TPing for him. Poor little Undying.
Do you need a hug, Undying?
So yeah, I guess this is a great contrast moment. Puppy in the tiny support game he played earlier, very much brown boots into Blink, nothing stopping him or delaying him. Whereas Eternal Envy this time around, you know, maybe you'd like to go into the differences in the game.
He went for most other things, yeah. Picked up as much as he could here. Soul Ring to have sustainability, went for Power Treads to have some damage. It's very interesting, different mythology.
Z-Freak might just get saved here. Moonlight Shadows there for the Maiden. Limp turns to fight the Brewmaster and kills the Fire Spirit off nicely. Phantom Lancer arrives now and Z-Freak's still going. As Brew will pop out of his ulti, blink away to safety. Oh, is he safe? Oh, barely. Keeping vision though with the Tornado and the Sunstrike. Keep that urn over on the Brew so he can't blink away either. Closing this gap in onto the Brewmaster, though.
That's not the way. This is taking forever. This is really sad.
We've lost him.
When you're spending this much time and not getting anything. I mean, the Brewmaster blinked twice, so that's 30 seconds.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Well, actually blinked 3 times. He blinked in, blinked out, and then blinked out again. That's what I meant to say.
Many blinks.
Yes, many blinks. So PL went for the entire Manta style before going to Fuso as well.
Interesting.
Going all the way. I don't actually agree with that, but it can work. But I think then you have to use your Manta for farming a lot. Like, use Manta and push lanes. Because otherwise I feel like there's a lot of lost value, kind of dead weight value in Manta style. Oh, bottom. Black Hole was expended for a kill on Void. Always worth it for a big kill.
That was without a blink.
Yeah, well, it can happen. It can happen.
It can happen.
Could happen to you or me.
Fiend's Grip is still up here for Z-Freak as well. You can see him here, eyeing up the Undying. Good deep observer wards yet again. Just want to point out complexity's vision. Currently EVOS only with 1 obs ward out on the map. Makes it quite difficult for them to gauge really where complexity are in terms of overall map positioning, but also just item progression, you know? Well,
yeah, I mean, the more they jungle on complexity and the more Invoker stays hidden, the harder it will be. So Invoker is just going for a Yule's Rush. He was the core who had the best game early on, but now he's actually least farmed out of all the cores. So it's very interesting how things have scaled. On the other hand, looking at PL, he's an absolute monster. Oh, Brewmaster in trouble.
He blinked over the PL to get that bounty rune, and then he finds the Invoker is there, ready and waiting for him.
Yeah, that was bad news, Bear.
Yeah, it sure was. Eternal Envy does have his Blink Dagger now, though. Throws an Avalanche and a Tree Toss, and a TP away. There's no stuns. Undying has nothing to stop it. Arrow will be too late. Eternal Envy wins that coin flip.
Yeah, Envy did a little bit of pushing as well before TPing out, so he's pretty happy. And quite farmed as well. I think everything is looking quite good for complexity right now. Whereas the only hero who's not having a great game is Bane, but Bane is a fantastic hero with 0 items. He's definitely one of the best ones. You know, if you want to have a support with nothing at all, Bane is definitely your go-to support.
Yeah, it sure is. Big pressure coming bottom though. Catapult with EVOS. Grouping 4 around that tier 1 down here. Eternal Envy off in the trees. Thinking about maybe making an entrance. EVOS will smoke up.
They're wrapping for the Enigma. They want him. They're
here.
time walk in and chrono him probably. I think it's worth it.
They don't see him.
Oh wow.
Do they legit not see him?
I thought, well, they saw him farming.
It's nighttime.
Yeah, but they saw him farming the Ancients. They ran past that. That's very surprising to me.
Oh, looks like the smoke is going to try and head up top. PL already taking down the tower.
Oh, this Mirana Invis move, I like it. However, it is spotted by Brewmaster showing and Void showing as well.
They see the Phantom Lancer, and he's tried to TP. There's the arrow. Follow through is nice. The Manta Style with the Doppelganger away. Skem, he's still going to die here with a Fiend's Grip to turn back. No, never mind. Freezing Field shuts it all down, and this
CM is owning.
Very nicely done.
Look at her gold.
Where did it... What?
Dude, she's so rich. She's been in 7 kills, only died once. Oh, blinks the meteor.
She buys the blink and blinks the meteor in the same second.
What a god. What a god.
This is what happens when Southeast Asian players play on LAN, guys.
Yeah, it was the ping holding them back, but now drop the weights.
That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. So Enigma,
I'm a fan already.
Hood, Helmet the Dominator, Blink ready if he wants to go and buy it up. Has the gold saved up. Hand of Midas off cooldown for Brew. Go and use that, please. Kill the Helm creep. Nice. There we go.
Gets it. Man, the cooldown reduction twice in a row, taking away total 10 seconds on Hand Midas. It feels so nice now, just 90 seconds, you know. Used to be 100. Used to be sad.
And then if you're playing, you know, Sniper or Arc Warden, it's even lower.
Yeah.
Tiny. He's going to take the full brunt of the Primal Split here. Limp, oh, barely scrapes away past the Sentry Ward. EVOS yet again, full force here. 5-man rotation. They've popped the Tombstone and the Primal Split. But very soon they'll have this Chrono Freezing Field with the Mirana Moonlight Shadow back up and running.
Yeah, and he has BKB on Void, so he can pretty much like solo go here. If he feels he can kill the Invoker if he would show. He can definitely go for that.
Dire's
Oh, PL has shown up.
That's a chrono onto the PL, but the black hole!
Wow.
Tornado over the top, cancel the black hole. Now the BKB from Illogic starts to go to work. Limpers yields the brew up in the back as Eternal Envy arrives and slaps him down, but the meatball misses. I feel is dodgy everything. They can't kill him off. In the main fight proper, Whitemon's retreated away and Illogic sprinting back. The Sunstrike might catch, but the Mirana healed by the Soul Rip. Whitemon keeps them going, but finally the Fiend's Grip will end that story. It might just be a second bonus kill here for this complexity side, as well as Whitemon gets cold snapped up.
That was a big fight to only have 2 kills coming out of it at the end. That was very close to PL going down. The black hole looked beautiful, but CM was there in good position to frostbite and cancel it. That was a really, really nice fight. And this is what I was expecting when I saw the drafts finish. That mid-game we're gonna see some interesting things. Complexity, not wasting any time, realizing they want to fight, they go into Roche, and I think they will be in time to take it.
EVOS.
EVOS are on the move though, but no chrono. So
Roshan's on 500 HP. With that Nightmare into EMP, not quite catching the Void there, gets himself away, but this aggressive movement from Complexity, the toss on the PL into the back, kill the Tombstone, but the Freezing Field from the high ground, cancelled out by the Tornado. Nice play by Limp, but the Aegis already gone. Illogic's BKB starting to wear down and finally ends as Z-Freak is chased back, but Brain saps into the Void to keep himself, at least for now, reasonably comfortable. Z-Freak, are you gonna shrine?
He's gonna shrine. He's gonna try.
Pop that shrine.
There's a lot of fighting going on still. PL gets brought down.
I mean, that must have been a big jump there from the Mirana with the Starstorm, but they've also got the Cyclone up onto the Tiny. Arrow, combo, not quite there.
They tried a little bit disorganized there, but it probably doesn't matter. They might just run him down here.
It looks like they will. EVOS on an absolute tear. 14 to 15, about to even that up with nothing in it net worth-wise, but a big team fight win for EVOS.
I want to say that a lot of the credit should be given to Crystal Maiden here. That first ulti on the high ground was really, really clutch, and it pretty much killed off the entire PL Aegis, and it gave them a good position to fight from. So, man, Lightshoe has played really on point in this game. And yeah, I mean,
the Dire
Complexity, they won Roshan and they felt super confident, and then they immediately lose a fight on the back of it. So the entire momentum from Roche was lost.
That's the scary thing, is the kind of ultimate cycling in this game, right? You've got Black Hole, you've got Fiend's Grip. Over on the other side, you've got a Chrono and Primal Split.
When you have so many big ultis that it feels like there's always stuff anyway.
There's always stuff, but also sometimes you feel like, you know, you've used everything and then there's no stuff for you and all the stuff for the enemy.
That's true. That's true.
Kind of what Complexity felt there. I mean, sure enough, there wasn't a Chrono yet, but they didn't have anything themselves. They went and took Roshan. Like you said, they felt pretty confident moving forward. And then just a step too far into that freezing field of Crystal Maiden. And they realized pretty quickly that they're going to need some PKBs up on themselves. Enigma queues up one, moving towards Aghanims for the Invoker. Phantom Lancer with the heart up.
Yeah, PL is
too long.
Getting closer to that heart, and the moment he has it, it will be so very difficult to deal with him. The change from fighting a Manta Diffusal PL to fighting a Manta Diffusal Heart PL is massive. It's so much more difficult. And you're kind of running a lineup that's reliant on bursting people during a certain set of time. Your Chronosphere only has so much duration before, you know, your opponent is free. And you have your Mirana stun only lasting for that long. And even just, you know, the rest of your stuff is just basically CM Frostbite. So you really do have to kill people during the Chronosphere. And the heart means that it probably will be Void that you or Void going on Invoker that you'll have to look for instead of PL.
Void does ramp up his damage a little bit with a Maelstrom. On top of that, Mask of Madness now, getting it delivered out. And this is kind of one of the... I mean, it wasn't much of a comeback by the Void, but it's still kind of indicative of the items, right? You know, the Mask of Madness, BKB, and then back for the Maelstrom. Very structured. Quite defensive, but not overly defensive.
I like this build. I also like Mask of Madness into Shadowblade builds. Both are quite fine. I think in this game, he could have gone for either, but it's a little bit tricky to play without BKB against the lineup. I mean, whenever you're against Invoker, BKB might be needed. It's
And a
as simple
PL
as
with
that.
a mana burn.
Yeah, and like Invoker and Tiny are enough of incentive, I feel, to go for the BKB here. And his damage is going to be quite good now with the Maelstrom for sure. He's going to be able to dish out quite a lot. Downside is that he will silence himself when he goes in as well, so if they Fiend Script him, he might die. Mainly because of this like time walk in and then you can't really get away sort of scenario.
Once you're in, you're in.
Yeah, you committed.
Eternal Envy working on an Echo Saber, transitioning into a bit of a puncher.
Yeah, that feels interesting to me. I almost would want to take as little space as possible if I was playing Tiny now, in terms of farm. But then again, there's a CM who's even out-farming you on the enemy team.
I still can't believe that. Has she got her GPM talent yet? Yeah, okay. There we go. She's cracked 15 Wagga. She's got her GPM talent, 150 flowing in non-stop. Facehugger finds the Bane. Odd place for Z-Freak to be in.
Man, she looks crazy when she's hasted. Oh, it ran out. We'll have to see if she gets another haste, but that dragon looks so weird with haste. Or dragon thing. I don't know. Sort of like a dragon. Wings.
It's some kind of legendary creature. I mean, it has an eel. It has an eel's tail.
Half eel, half.
It has the wings of a oversized falcon, and then it has the face of a thing. Some kind of cat.
I suppose.
Oh dear.
It's nothing compared to my mount for Mirana. Have you seen it?
Oh.
I don't think we can show that on stream because it's
Oh look.
reasons.
Waga's distracted me. with
It's a gank. Sorry.
the big gangs, Void and Maiden,
Radiant's middle
falling there
tower
as
has fallen.
compLexity rip out a couple of spells to take the names of these EVOS members. But Radiant's now up for Avil's Brewmaster.
Now I feel like he's finally gonna be like more useful than before, right? Because before you were basically just an ulti, but now you provide some stuff. Ooh, this could be good for EVOS.
There is no black hole, and it looks
They're on
like
the hunt.
PL wants to get the hell out of here. Doppelganger down to the low ground. Brewmaster
Gonna catch the Enigma.
The Enigma.
Why do you lower him so fast?
Not sure exactly. I mean, I think they wanted to get the arrow into cycle, or the cyclone into arrow, right? But the catapult was.
I think they
blocking
did
the arrow.
some. Yeah, I think they did some pretty big miscommunication there because if you didn't lower him and just sent in his clone or
Radiant's bottom
Earth
tower
Panda,
has fallen.
you could just have killed him.
Brewmaster somehow gets away.
Yeah, like a ninja.
He gets a bit of farm.
I like that he toggles off the radiance, but then he doesn't blink to like a safer spot. He just stayed here. I would like to see him keep blinking deeper, like down, bottom, or like up towards right. Well, not into enemy base perhaps, but like into the little tucked away corner.
In here.
Mm-hmm, yes.
Very
onto the compLexity logo. That's
very
where he-
tucked away.
Yeah.
Yeah, where snaking is. And as a result of this, Brewmaster dead for 30 seconds. No buyback. So bottom, middle, being pushed very, very diligently here by compLexity. Again, taking control of this Radiant side of the map in that jungle area. But the vision is pretty lacking down here. So the majority of their info has to come from that contact play. Try and find and catch, and well, Eternal Envy will
The
help
damage.
do both of those. Dies to the
Envy.
tower, but it's Limp who gets the catch onto Whitemon. Takes him down for the 1-for-1 trade as Snaking takes
Radiant's
down the
middle
tower.
has fallen.
Yeah, that was so barely that Envy died there. He almost got away. But the Mirana right clicks are very serious right now with the BKB and Mjolnir. He hits like a monster.
Crystal Maiden with the casual BKB on top of Blink.
Yeah, that's still crazy to me, but that's gonna be a little bit of a PL counter, honestly. I feel like if she gets the Aghanims, that will be so interesting to watch. I've never seen it, I think, in a competitive game. Like, pretty much never. But I do miss the old Aghanims, though. The new one feels so bad.
What exactly does the new Ags do? Just
So
increase the number of...
if they stand in the ulti for
Oh.
1.5 seconds or something, then they will get frostbit.
Yeah, that's the one.
So I mean, it can be super strong against PL just for holding. I think it works on illusions too. So I think you will hold all the PL army as well. But I miss the old one still. The old one was so much more damage.
Yeah, that's the one I remember. Limp. Hugging the trees down bottom. A couple of EVOS players are smoking up into the dire jungle. Eternal Envy holding the line, making sure that everyone behind him is just fine. Quick observer ward there gives EVOS the vision with a sentry down as well. They Moonlight Shadow in, the blink, the clap, the primal split. Quick Nightmare from Z-Freak to buy him some time. Eternal Envy up on the front line as Z-Freak dies. But Skem wants in on here. Whitemon getting ripped apart, but the Chrono into the back. The BKB Enigma
nice
wasted, and that Limp Invoker absolutely done in. Illogic with this Faceless Void, 2-man Chrono to win the fight. But they've got the PL going. In they go with the Crystal Maiden. Big freezing field, but the Sunstrike takes her out. As Limp buys back with the Enigma to make a play, going forward instead of backwards, with Skim getting a triple kill, they'll move on for more. Brewmaster caught by Eternal Envy on 100 HP. Avil,
care for the Radiance.
kill him with a burn.
Oh.
Eternal Envy's dead. Snaking finally arrives, but Avil has already got the job done. Taking down Envy is well worth losing your life for.
Yeah, and they're going Roche. They were pushing down mid, but they're gonna go in instantly into Roche instead. I think that's gonna be better as well. And we could see in that fight how they like clean house with Void, but then whoops, there's the PL. Someone has to deal with PL, and I'm not really sure who it will be. Like, the CM is starting to get to the point where she can help, but you don't expect her to like solo take care of it.
I mean, if that Sunstrike hadn't been there, if the buyback from Limp hadn't come, maybe there's a chance that the CM deals with the PL, but it's a slim one.
Man, Void got some crazy bashes going on though. When he killed Invoker, I was like, okay, that looks normal. Good catch with Chrono. Then he goes on to just bash Enigma 3 times, so Enigma can't even drop the black hole on him. Like, Enigma used his BKB as well. He was like, I'm gonna just black hole you.
Yeah.
Nope.
Absolutely not.
Oh, CM gets caught out.
Crystal Maiden. What's happened there? Dead for 60 seconds.
And PL is just diving, doing PL things.
All of a sudden, the game feels like it might be ending soon. Tier 3 falling to the double catapults, the Forged Spirits, and the Eidolons. There's a smoke behind from Snaking. Gives him that Blink BKB black hole opportunity. On top of the nice push they've got going for themselves. Their team fight is also very, very potent. As the
this is a level 25 PL now for the doppelganger talents.
Oh man, how do you deal with that? Has cheese in his inventory. Aegis over on the Invoker. Moonlight Shadow from EVOS. Move forward, get the jump. The trouble is, they jump onto an unkillable target, and Avil is not an unstoppable object, so he gets absolutely shredded.
Yeah, nice Fiend script there. Good positioning by Sidfreak. He was gonna ulti on Brewmaster, but that was denied.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And PL is just looking for anyone he can fight. Whoops, that's a little bit of a whiff. We're gonna pretend it didn't happen.
Nice time walk by the Void.
Yep.
Unfortunate black hole from the
The funny part is they stay. They still want to fight.
This is a Silver Edge PL, hey? Silver Edge PL in on top of the Mirana, the break, the mana burn, and Mirana's gone. In the meanwhile, we do have a Logic trying to sprint away from danger, but was he mask and mana stop with a BKB on? He couldn't time walk away. Complexity with a 3-man takedown until the Chrono arrives. Do we have the damage of the blink of the CM? She's gone in, but there's absolutely nothing being done. The Void is slapped, and Eternal Envy arrives. Slap down time, nap time, Void. Get out of my game, says Limp with a deafening blast. They will call GG as Skim gets himself an ultra kill on that PL.
Man, what an outstanding late game showing here. I mean, the black hole was a little bit questionable, but look at that PL goal, dude. He was just running people down everywhere. He knew exactly who he could kill and when. And man, that was just what I kind of expected when I see Void picked and I see the late game potential from the two teams. I want to see Void work as well, but I don't know if this patch Void is a pick at all.
He doesn't feel...
Evidently he's level 12 on it though, so he's obviously spammed it, but that doesn't convince me though.
Doesn't feel too comfortable, does it? 17, 3, and 5 on that PL though.
I still go back to the laning stage. Why would you not want to stop his farm? Why would you not level Drunken Haze as a Brewmaster? To me, this makes no sense at all. I don't want to be the caster who sits in flames people, right? Because that's not... I'm a nice guy sometimes. But I don't see a purpose of just skipping it. Like, yeah, he can doppel walk anyway, lol. but then it's on cooldown, and then you can kill him because it doesn't have doppelwalk. It makes no sense.
I mean, the game, by the metrics, was very close all the way through to that kind of critical mass turning point when...
It is, as you say, though. It is critical mass. When PL achieves his heart plus maybe even one more item, then he suddenly becomes extremely unstoppable. Whereas, okay, your Mirana got, you know, Mjolnir, BKB, and maybe +1, but that doesn't change much. And same for Void. I mean,
the PL just sort of snaps his fingers and says, guys, let's go.
Yeah, it's from the point where you can no longer kill him, and he can always very easily get full HP again.
Well, there we have it. We'll take a short break, guys. More games coming up.
Get
Game
rest.
2. Ready.
Yes.
See you guys in about 5 minutes.